Did you know that just a few pieces of meat in your daily meals could weaken your legs to the point of losing balance, collapsing, and being unable to get back up? In later life, many people still believe that simply eating enough nutrients and staying active is sufficient to maintain health. But in reality, certain foods silently destroy muscle strength, especially in the legs, causing older adults to gradually lose mobility without understanding why. What's alarming is that common meats like sausages, pastrami, bacon, or fried chicken are the very culprits few would suspect. Not only do they cause chronic inflammation and increase cholesterol, but they also directly attack muscle mass, making the legs weaker and reflexes slower over time. If you or your loved ones are middle-aged or older, understanding these risks can help avoid dangerous falls, unexpected hospitalizations, and, most importantly, preserve independence in daily life. In this video, you'll discover 7 types of meat that older adults should avoid, along with simple, practical alternatives to help protect leg strength, the foundation for a more active, independent, and fulfilling life every day. If you find this information important, please hit like and share it with your loved ones, because their health is in your hands too. Which of these meats have you eaten before? Comment below and let me know where you are in your journey toward better health. Now let's begin the journey of uncovering 7 seemingly delicious types of meat that carry hidden risks and explore solutions for a stronger, more stable future. After understanding the vital role your legs play in maintaining independence and health in old age, it's time to face one of the most common hidden enemies in your meals: processed meats. Have you noticed that after eating sausages, cold cuts, or salami, your body often feels heavier and more fatigued? Is it just a passing feeling, or could it be a sign of a deeper issue silently taking place? In fact, processed meats are among the most potent chronic inflammation-causing foods that older adults should avoid. These products are loaded with sodium far beyond recommended levels, along with saturated fats and preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, all of which act as aggressors against your nervous system and muscles. When consumed regularly, they disrupt blood circulation, damage peripheral nerve cells, and rapidly weaken muscle tissue. The result isn't just tired legs or feeling unsteady. It's the real risk of falling and losing mobility, something no one wants to face in their later years. The good news is you can absolutely change that. You don't have to give up your favorite dishes entirely. You just need to make smarter choices. Many older adults have found that within just a few weeks of cutting back on processed meats, they feel lighter when getting up, walk more comfortably, and experience a noticeable uplift in their overall mood. So where do you start? Try replacing your morning sausage with a boiled egg or lightly roasted lentils. Skip the cold cuts in your sandwich and opt for sliced avocado or shredded skinless chicken instead. If you need a quick meal, go for freshly cooked meats at home or choose products labeled no nitrates, nitrites, and low in sodium. Most importantly, read the ingredient list carefully, because sometimes a single small line can carry a big warning for your health. Believe this: every small choice on your plate can help rebuild the strength in your legs, the very thing that supports your independence and active lifestyle. Every effortless step, every time you stand up without help, is the result of wise decisions made today. Now let's move on to the next crispy yet risky type of meat, one that many people simply can't resist whenever they pass by a fast food joint. There's a truth few are willing to admit: those hot burgers, crispy fried chicken, or that fragrant box of fries, comfort foods in many fast meals, are actually a source of fatigue, pain, and weakness in older adults. We often choose fast food for its convenience, delicious flavors, and sometimes simply because it's a hard habit to break. But have you ever wondered why, after such a meal, your body feels sluggish, your knees feel stiff, and your legs lose their agility? The issue lies in trans fats and industrial frying oils, 2 silent destroyers found in most fast food items. These substances don't just trigger chronic inflammation, they also severely impair the body's ability to absorb essential nutrients. When vital micronutrients like magnesium, vitamin D, and calcium aren't properly metabolized, muscles lose strength, joints become less flexible, and blood circulation suffers. As a result, older adults start feeling leg fatigue instability, and become more prone to falls than ever before. One of the most important factors in protecting bone and muscle health is keeping the blood vessels clean and flexible, something fast food actively works against. Numerous studies have shown that just a few weeks of regular consumption of fried foods significantly increases inflammation markers in the blood and raises the risk of diabetes and cardiovascular disease, two major contributors to muscle weakness and mobility decline. Instead of cutting out your favorite foods entirely, you can reinvent them in healthier ways. Try baking meat instead of frying, choose whole grain bread over refined white bread, and opt for heart-healthy oils like olive oil or avocado oil. In fact, some restaurants now offer non-fried options. You just have to look for them and ask. Most importantly, listen to your body. If your legs feel heavy after eating fried food, it's not a coincidence. It's a warning, a reminder to make timely adjustments. By changing your meals even in small ways, you are helping preserve strength, flexibility, and independence, irreplaceable values as age increases. Next, we'll explore a type of meat that seems more familiar and luxurious, but hides serious risks to your nervous system and blood circulation. A morning with a few crispy slices of bacon alongside eggs and toast might sound perfect, but behind that delicious flavor lies an unpleasant reality for your legs and musculoskeletal system. Cured pork products, including sausages, bacon, and similar items, are extremely high in sodium and preservatives. These substances not only raise blood pressure, but also trigger chronic inflammation, hinder blood circulation, and directly affect peripheral nerves. When blood flow is impaired, the limbs, especially the legs, no longer receive sufficient nutrients and oxygen, leading to numbness, heaviness, and weakness. This phenomenon doesn't happen overnight. It is the accumulated result of a lifestyle maintained over many years. As saturated fats and sodium build up in the blood vessel walls, elasticity decreases, and the ability to transmit nerve signals declines. That's why many older adults begin to feel their legs becoming sluggish, less flexible, slower to react, and more prone to losing balance with just a single misstep. But the important thing is, you can do something about it, starting today. No one is asking you to give up these familiar flavors entirely, but reducing the frequency and choosing healthier alternatives can make a significant difference. Try using thinly sliced roasted chicken with light seasoning instead of bacon. If you still crave a bit of saltiness, opt for nitrate-free, low-sodium products and pair them with leafy greens or potassium-rich foods to help balance sodium levels. This small dietary shift isn't just for your legs today, it's for your independence tomorrow. When you notice yourself walking more easily, experiencing fewer cramps or less numbness, that's your body's way of thanking you for the wise choices you've made. We've just explored the silent but dangerous effects of cured meats. Now it's time to take a closer look at a food group that may seem full of energy but carries serious risks to bone and muscle health when consumed excessively. Red meat. Have you ever thought that eating a lot of beef or pork is essential to maintaining strength in old age? Many people still believe that the more protein you eat, the stronger you become. But what if this habit is quietly depleting the calcium in your bones? Red meat, whether it's beef, lamb, or pork, is rich in protein, but when consumed in excess, it causes an acidifying effect in the body. To neutralize this environment, the body has to pull calcium from the bones, leading to a gradual loss of bone density over time. This becomes even more serious when combined with chronic inflammation triggered by the saturated fats found in red meat, which can cause joint pain, muscle stiffness, and reduced mobility. That's why many older adults who eat a lot of red meat often experience knee pain, backaches, and are more prone to falls due to weakened, brittle bones. The good news is, you can absolutely turn this around. Instead of eliminating red meat completely, limit how often you eat it and pay attention to how it's prepared. Grill it at moderate temperatures to avoid charring, and pair it with vegetables and alkaline-forming foods like sweet potatoes, spinach, or almonds to help balance your body's pH and reduce bone damage. Additionally, consider adding salmon, tofu, quinoa, or legumes to your meals. These options provide plenty of protein without putting stress on your bones and joints. By adjusting your red meat intake, you're not only protecting your bones from fractures, You're also helping your body move more freely, experience less pain, and maintain better balance. Stability begins with small but meaningful changes like these. Now let's move on to another common type of meat. Convenient, easy to eat, but also a major contributor to water retention, high blood pressure, and rapid muscle weakening in older adults. In today's busy life, having a pack of cold cuts or a few cans of Spam in the fridge may seem incredibly convenient. Within minutes, you can have a protein-rich meal ready to go. But behind that convenience lies a series of hidden risks, especially for older adults. Have you ever had a meal with canned meat and then felt heavy, swollen in the hands or feet, or even slightly dizzy? That's not just a passing reaction. It's your body warning you that it's under internal stress. Canned meats typically contain extremely high levels of salt, often 3 to 5 times the daily recommended sodium intake. This leads to water retention, elevated blood pressure, and muscle weakness. Furthermore, preservatives like sodium nitrate and phosphate negatively impact nerve activity and muscle function, making older adults feel more fatigued, drained, and less stable on their feet. With circulation hindered by excess sodium, the heart must work harder to pump blood to the limbs, leading to heavy legs, more frequent cramps, and reduced agility. If this happens repeatedly, the risk of falls and serious injuries like fractures or dislocations becomes much harder to avoid. However, you don't have to eliminate convenient foods altogether. There are simple, smarter alternatives. Choose products labeled low sodium or no added preservatives. Instead of relying on canned meat daily, prepare a batch of boiled chicken breast or hard-boiled eggs to keep in the fridge. They're just as convenient, but much healthier. Adding leafy greens, drinking plenty of water, and avoiding other high-sodium foods like salty cheeses or bottled sauces can also help your body stay in better balance. Remember, every small decision you make at mealtime today can influence the strength and stability of your legs tomorrow. When your body no longer has to fight off excess salt and preservatives, your legs will feel lighter, more flexible, and far more resilient. Next, we'll explore a type of meat that may seem natural, but in reality can strongly impact hormones, muscles, and the recovery ability of older adults. Many people believe that meat from the supermarket is always safe and nutritious, but there's a lesser-known truth. A large portion of the meat on those shelves comes from animals raised with growth hormones. It may sound harmless, but in reality, this is one of the hidden causes of hormonal imbalance, muscle loss, and mobility issues as you age. Consuming meat containing growth hormones doesn't just disrupt the endocrine system, which is already more sensitive in older adults. It also directly affects the body's ability to build and repair muscle. When foreign hormones enter the body, they can throw off the balance of testosterone, estrogen, and natural growth factors. As a result, the body loses its ability to properly signal the creation and maintenance of muscle mass, leading to gradual muscle atrophy and weakened bones and joints. In addition, these hormones have been linked to internal inflammation, nervous system disruption, and decreased muscle reflexes, key components for maintaining balance while walking. Once the body loses its coordinated connection between the brain, nerves, and muscles, the risk of falling rises dramatically, especially for older individuals. The good news is, you can make smarter choices. Prioritize meat labeled no hormones added or organic. These products are strictly regulated for quality and farming methods. If that's not financially feasible, reduce your red meat consumption during the week and replace it with fresh fish, eggs, or plant-based proteins such as chickpeas, chia seeds, or soybeans. These protein sources are not only cleaner, but also better for supporting muscle and bone health. Returning to simple, natural choices doesn't just help maintain physical strength. It also helps your body reset its natural rhythms, making you feel more energized and balanced each day. After going through convenient and hormone-laden meats, it's time to confront a sweet enemy that's both flavorful and dangerous: smoked and barbecued meats. These dishes often show up at outdoor parties, festivals, or weekend family gatherings, but they also deliver a hefty dose of chemicals that can harm your nervous system and muscles. Have you ever felt lightheaded, slightly off balance, or experienced joint pain after a hearty BBQ meal? Is it just a passing sensation, Or could it be a warning that your nervous system is being affected by chemicals you didn't even realize you were consuming? Meats grilled at high temperatures or smoked often contain compounds like nitrates, nitrites, and phosphates, common preservatives and color enhancers that become highly toxic with long-term accumulation. Once inside the body, they not only trigger inflammation, but also break down nerve cell structures, impairing the transmission of signals from the brain to the muscles. At the same time, they weaken muscle contractions, slow reflexes, and gradually diminish the body's ability to maintain control, especially when walking, standing, or making sudden movements. The good news is, you don't have to give up your beloved BBQ entirely. You just need to adjust how it's prepared to protect your health. Try grilling at lower temperatures, use stainless steel grills instead of charcoal, and avoid charring the meat, because those burnt edges are where many cancer-causing and neurotoxic compounds are concentrated. You can also marinate with natural ingredients like turmeric, garlic, or lemon to help reduce oxidative reactions during cooking. With just a few small changes in how you choose and prepare your meat, you can strengthen your legs, sharpen your reflexes, and keep your body better balanced. This means walking with greater confidence, without the fear of falling from a momentary lapse in control. Now that we've covered all 7 harmful meat groups, the full picture is clear. There is a direct connection between your diet and your mobility as you age. And now it's your turn to decide. Will you stick to old habits or begin the journey of nourishing your legs and preserving your freedom each day by choosing wisely what goes on your plate? Thank you for staying with me until the very last moments of today's journey. The fact that you've taken the time to learn about how different types of meat affect your legs and your health in later years is a powerful testament to the care you have for yourself or for someone you love. Together, we've explored 7 familiar types of meat that carry serious risks to your muscles, nervous system, and mobility. And more importantly, you've seen that you don't have to give up your favorite foods entirely. With just a few thoughtful changes in your choices, cooking methods, and how often you eat them, you can create lasting improvements to your long-term health. So, what did you learn from today's content? Where will you start adjusting your meals? Will you swap that morning sausage for a boiled egg? Choose salmon instead of a burger? Share your thoughts or questions, because your story may inspire someone else in our community to make a life-changing decision. If you found this content helpful, don't hesitate to hit like, share it with someone you care about, or save it for future reference. Health doesn't wait, and taking action early is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. I look forward to joining you in future videos, where we'll continue uncovering simple knowledge that can dramatically enhance your quality of life. It's never too late to live better, starting with what you put in your body each day. Choose natural proteins like fresh fish, skinless chicken, eggs, beans, and nuts. Prioritize omega-3 rich foods like salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts. Eat more greens like spinach and kale. Don't forget antioxidant-rich fruits like oranges and berries. And most importantly, drink enough water to nourish your muscles, support circulation, protect your joints, and keep your nervous system sharp. Every meal is a step forward, and you are in full control of that journey starting today.